How are we doing, guys? My name's Sam Corra. I'm the Director of Coffee here at Honor, and we are here to talk experimental processing. The big question is, what are they? Because what is experimental for one farmer, one harvest, the next becomes more commonly done and accepted and seen. Experimental processing is generally working on a much smaller scale, a smaller batch size, and playing around with different variables that are atypical to your standard natural honey or wash process. Now there's many variables that we can play with. Some of these are the length of the fermentation time which the coffee cherries spend in the tank, the type of materials in which these coffee cherries are fermented in, whether these coffee cherries are exposed to different ranges of temperatures, whether we introduce bacteria, yeast, or different cultures to create different esters in that fermentation process. There are so many factors that influence that final cup, and experimental processing allows us to be really creative with the expression that we get from each farm's terroir, varieties, and regions. Now, when we get experimental processing correct, it's absolutely wonderful. We can enhance the texture of the coffee, we can make the sweetness more confectionery, we can integrate that acidity more to be aligned in the cup, we can create flavors which are more tropical, exotic, aromatic, and expressive. It's a really wonderful thing, which is why people are so attracted to trialing out new areas in processing coffee. But often we can also get this very wrong. We can bring out nasty flaws and taints in the coffee which are really hard to manage. Some of these are these overwhelming savory qualities like miso paste or soy, volatile acidity which is vinegar-like and very sour. We can see phenolic defects coming in, which is almost this bloody medicinal taint, very metallic quality to the coffee. Funky and dirty elements which muddle the clarity and structure of the coffee. But when it's incredible, they are the kind of coffees that we want to feature here at Honor. So let's talk about some producers we work every year who have mastered the craft of experimental processing. The first one that comes to mind is Jamison Savage in Panama. Now, he's very dear to me. He's the producer that made my 2017 World Brewers Cup coffee for Budapest. Now, why Jamison has become so good at CM processing is he's a master at craft in terms of replication and consistency with his recipes. He monitors everything that he does. It's so precise and scientific, and the results yearly only get better and better. We've been working with lots from Jamison for 5 years now. Those carbonic macerated lots that he has crafted are so expressive and so unique, and that is no surprise. Anyone who's lucky enough to try some of the best lots from Jamison know they are something else. Another long-standing relationship who's been working really hard on experimental processing is in Ethiopia through Mazaret of Primrose Coffee. Now, this is a great collaboration between Project Origin and Primrose to provide amazing coffees for Honor. Now, what's incredible about this relationship is we've managed to get it to a level of scalability that we can use this on a commercial front. Our wonderful raspberry candy blend is 40% carbonic macerated or supernatural processed coffees from Ethiopia. And lastly, there's a new relationship for Honor Coffee in experimental processing through Elkin Guzman of El Mirador. Now, he's been working very closely with Honor's head of training, Hugh Kelly, on yeast cultured lots. And this is something really new for coffee, exploring how different wild, native, or introduced yeasts can implement, change, and alter a coffee's flavor, texture, and qualities to make them better and more refined. What I love about the lots from Elkin is we are introducing specific yeasts and bacteria to increase the texture, the creaminess, and the expressiveness of flavors. Now, this means that we don't always have to go to those exotic or high-end varietals to have a truly unique experience. Elkin's Couturas, his Pacamaras are truly wonderful and coffees that we want to see more of. Now, if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments, or if there's any particular processing you want to know more about. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you next time.